Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask us, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so we have a bit of news here today, and there's one really interesting thing, and that is, does Samsung have a trump card that we have not yet heard of? Or at least bringing it back into the fold. Now, the Galaxy X. This is a phone that we have been talking about since last year, around March. I talked about it the original time when I had said that the iPhone would be called the iPhone X next year, and it's written as the iPhone X, I don't care if they call it a 10. But here's the thing. The Galaxy X was supposed to be Samsung's trump card because one, they would have the first phone with the letter X. It would come out a month before Apple did. It would be the first bendable phone. Why is a bendable phone so interesting and why is it so great? It has no glass. Meaning, you know all those drop tests with the iPhone 8s and the Galaxy 8s breaking? That wouldn't happen. There would be nothing to crack, no screen to crack anymore. It would be a bendable screen, meaning you cannot break it because there is no glass that you're touching. It's a plastic film instead of it letting it completely bend. That's the idea behind a foldable phone. That was going to be, of course, the $1,000 plus phone that Samsung was going to charge, but with real big innovation, right? Because it's going to be, the whole idea behind it is you are going to have a bendable phone that you can't break. So yeah, that's what's really interesting. So that's a really big thing about the Galaxy X. And we have heard about it once again. So let's get to this news. The Galaxy X has once again shown up for certification. Now, let me break this down to you. We had a Wi-Fi certification back in April. We had a Bluetooth certification back in August. We thought, you know, it just maybe it can be, but the whole idea behind it was that we had heard a while back, as early as the beginning of this year, that the Galaxy X would not be coming out this year because of one simple fact, and that is the Note 7 caused way too much financial damage and they had to do so much in research and development to put money into that instead of putting it into this bendable style phone. But then it just got another certification once again. Now, certifications generally are before launch. However, again, we had a Wi-Fi in April, we had a Bluetooth in August, and now we got another one in September. What's going on? Certifications generally happen before launch, usually a month of launch. Yet we've gotten 3 certifications with no inclination of a new phone. This is a really interesting thing, and guys, I'm really curious to what it can be. Now, this series is going to be called the G88. So this is the mystery phone that we know nothing about. No phone follows this number system though. That's what's really interesting about this. No Galaxy phone follows this number system. Now, there has been G8s before, but there have been like a G890 or other phones such as that, and that was things like the Alpha phone. For those of you who don't remember, the Alpha was kind of like an iPhone SE style phone from Samsung. In the US, it was only released in AT&T, wasn't really a big hit. But everyone is wondering what this phone is. Could it be a Galaxy X, and could we still be seeing things for it? That's what's the curiosity here, and something that I'm very interested in. Could we have a bendable phone that you could not break? And of course, yes, this would be a $1,000 plus phone. I would honestly bet on this being like $1,500, to be honest. But again, the whole idea of you not being able to break it is a really interesting concept. And the idea behind that, of course, would mean that you might not need to replace your phone as often. So this is a futuristic thing. Yes, it is not something that I feel that we're going to get again until the Note 9 launch, which is when this is scheduled to come out. But why does it keep getting certifications? This one, it was in Korea. It got a certification in Korea for this phone. And again, we do not know what it is. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. I want to know, do you think this is maybe just another try at a phone, like a Galaxy camera or a Galaxy Alpha or something along those lines? Or do you think this is a possibility of something along the lines of a bendable smartphone? And two, how much do you think this phone will be when it comes out? Again, and I'm serious about this, I would say for the first bendable smartphone, I could see it going as high as $1,500. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you see this kind of phone going for? Let me know. Alright, so that is going to be with the Galaxy X. Again, very curious, do not know where this is going to be, but it's a real curiosity. The second thing is that Apple's final production has not yet started for the iPhone X as of last week. Why is that such a big deal? Well, it's because Apple really is going to have production issues with the iPhone X. Why is that even a bigger deal? Well, that's because the iPhone 8 pre-orders weren't that good. Actually, you could walk into an Apple store and get the iPhone 8 on launch day at whatever time of day you wanted to. That's unheard of. And that's really interesting that Apple doesn't have as much of a demand for the iPhone 8. Now, they still have lines, but that's the really interesting thing here. They did not have lines like they normally did in terms of how long they were, but the pre-orders were very weak. And that would mean, of course, that everyone's waiting for the iPhone X. Now, I had broke this down a while back that the reason why I don't think people will mind paying $1,000 for an iPhone is because if you really think about it, it will be, what, $10 more, $20 more a month that you're paying? And that doesn't hurt as much as saying, oh my god, I'm spending $1,000 on a phone. No, you're buying it on a monthly plan, and that is why I don't think that, as many people said, like, no one's going to pay $1,000 for a phone. People will, and people do, for that reason. So, let me know what you guys think. Samsung is struggling with quantum dot TVs. They are not selling that much. Why is that? Because no one gives a shit. I still have to do my tech rant on this, but I'm glad. I am so glad that this technology is not working out for them. Why? Because they need to step up and get to OLED. LG has had the best TV now for almost 3 years running. Why? Because they have OLED TVs. Samsung doesn't. If Samsung wants to earn that title back of having the best TV on the market, they need to get OLED. Quantum dot isn't going to do it. Customers don't see that much of a great difference from it, from your SUHD and all that kind of stuff you've had in the past. I have the top of the line Samsung TV from 2 years ago with SUHD, which is now what they call quantum dot or QLED. Quite frankly, I've had no reason to upgrade my TV. Why? Because even though I do want HDR, this isn't a technology that I want to invest in. OLED is. That's why I would gladly get an LG TV or a Sony TV over a Samsung right now, because they actually use OLED technology, which is far superior than this. And again, a tech rant is coming. In other news, we did get a brand new phone from Motorola, and this might just be the new best phone under $300. This is the Moto G5S Plus. So we gave away a Moto G5 this past month on our monthly giveaway, and it was a really good phone. By the way, if you haven't yet, this is the last week to submit for our monthly giveaway. So make sure you submit for our monthly giveaway if you haven't already. Link in the description to find out how to submit. That is our Patreon giveaway. I will put a link in the description after this video airs to find out how our monthly giveaway, our 200,000 subscriber giveaway is working. But basically, you email me giveaway after sharing a screenshot, And again, I'll leave all the link for that video in the description. But we are giving away 3 phones and a total of 10 giveaway products, so you have a good chance of winning. But the Moto G5 Plus is a metal phone, dual lens camera, great battery, and it's really interesting. Dual 13 megapixel cameras, works on all carriers, so you can use it at Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And right now you get it for $230. When it does come out, it will be $280. That's still under $300 for a starting price. And it's really good, guys. I mean, this is a full HD display, 5.5 inch, really awesome phone. I think we might need to review it. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, we have talked about this a little bit in the past, but just so you guys know that there is a lawsuit going on between Qualcomm and Apple. Qualcomm tried to do what only Samsung tried to do before them, which is to actually get Apple devices banned, meaning it would not be able to sell their own products in the US. Samsung successfully got this, but it was what was it? Vetoed. It was vetoed about 5 years ago when it happened. I want to say it was 5 years. It was probably like about 3 or 4 years actually when it was vetoed. I think this was around the iPhone 6S time frame. But yeah, so when those got vetoed, that was a really big deal because you were not going to be able to sell an iPhone. It got vetoed, so it didn't pass. But that is the closest any company ever got to it. Qualcomm now tried. However, the judges already said no, that's not happening. So it's not happening. But the reason why Qualcomm is suing Apple is because that Apple has not paid them for using their technology. And Foxconn was the one that was supposed to pay them, and Apple said, Foxconn, don't pay them, you don't have to. And so Foxconn hasn't paid them, Apple hasn't paid them. Qualcomm is of course now suing them for doing that, and Apple's suing Qualcomm back because they're saying, look, your prices were too high, it doesn't follow the criteria for patents, so we're not paying you. And so this is all going crazy right now. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you think Qualcomm... I mean, Qualcomm should get paid for their patents. I do agree with that. Trying to ban Apple or something like that is stupid. It won't work. But this is also one of the reasons why you don't have gigabit iPhone X's or an iPhone 8s. So for those of you who don't know, phones like the Note 8, phones like the LG V30, Moto G5S, I believe also has it. But a lot of phones out there in the market have up to gigabit speeds. What does that mean? That means your phone can literally download up to a gigabit download speed and upload speed. Just to give an example, most of you probably get like, 50 megabits up and down, maybe 30, maybe 20 depending on where you live. This is gigabit speed. We're talking faster than internet at your home speed, which is really insane when you think about it. But that is what the ability that these phones already have inside of it. Apple doesn't. Why? Because Apple currently is using Qualcomm and Intel LTE antennas. And while the Qualcomm variant can use gigabit LTE, the Intel one cannot. Why is that important? Because you don't know which version you have. And Apple is only increased their Intel antenna basically production because of this happening. So that being said, Apple will not have gigabit LTE till they get this sorted out with Qualcomm or till Intel gets a LTE antenna. Neither of those is happening this year, which is why you're not getting gigabit speeds on the iPhone X or iPhone 8. Alright guys, now we will get to your live questions. Again, if you are watching us live, ask your question in the comments section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Oh, one quick thing I want to let you guys know. Next weekend, I will be going on a little vacation. I actually just got back from a little vacation. This weekend was my 1-year anniversary. So me and my wife just came back from Palm Springs, so I haven't got a chance to shave yet, so sorry about that. Next weekend, I'm going with my best friend to Rosarito, Mexico. Never been there, so hopefully everything will be okay. But yeah, hopefully no earthquakes around that time. But yeah, so should be fun, but because of that, I will not be back till Monday. So we will not have a weekly show on Monday. However, that also pushes back, of course, our drawing, because I was supposed to do the giveaway, the 200,000 subscriber giveaway on that Sunday, so that will be pushed to the 2nd on Monday. So you have an extra day to submit your giveaway entry on the 1st, and I will pick it out on the 2nd, and that video will come live on the 2nd. Also, just so you guys know, we do have the iPhone 8 Plus. We're getting it tomorrow. So that will be purchased well, it's already been purchased, but I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. So yeah, that will be ready for us. So you're going to start seeing videos on the iPhone 8 Plus versus the Galaxy Note 8 and all the phones we have here. All right, now let's see what you guys have questions. Hello, Mr. Rawson. How are you? All right. Hi. What's up, people? I went to Target and I saw the Note 8. It was amazing. Yeah, it is. Do you giveaways? Yes, I do a giveaway. Again, we have a video on it explaining how the full giveaway works, but I will link it in the description after this video is uploaded. I will link it in the description. So if you check back in the video or just check out my channel, it's in there. Does the unlocked Note 8 have Wi-Fi calling? Why, yes, I actually have the unlocked Note 8 and I use Wi-Fi calling. All your videos are filmed at 1:15. That is actually not true. All of my videos are filmed at 1:16. That is why we have this shirt. I think I still have the shirt. I want to see if I do. Let me see. That is why we have the shirt for sale saying Rigsby 116. For those of you who didn't figure that out, it's because our every video here is always filmed at 1:16. So yes, the more you know. Never participated in a live video. This is a trip. Well, thank you, Special Blend. I'm happy you could participate in our live view. Is the Galaxy X gonna be grand like the iPhone X? To be honest, it would probably be more than $1,000, but I'll get to your predictions on price point in a second. I am not impressed with the new Note 8, the lack of colors and the lack of memory. 6 gigs is the lack of memory? I mean, I understand there's others with 8 gigs, but I would say it's a pretty good amount of size of memory, to be honest. Was just about to lay down, then this. Well, hopefully get a lay down right after this. Yeah, someone else said 6 gigs isn't sufficient. Question mark. If I buy a portable hard drive for my PS4, should I format it before I use it with the console? I'm not sure. Are you trying to you're trying to do a portable drive, so an external drive just for storage? I think if you have FAT32, that should be fine, or if you have EXFAT, you would just want to check what formats the PS4 supports, and then do that. Then as long as it supports it, format it beforehand. It doesn't matter. I think if the PS4 is the very first thing you connect it to, then it should automatically format to that connection, or at least that's how it does for computers and smartphones. They should come out with that they're selling out, and the US, which is the important one. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Onboard memory 32 gig. Give me a break. The Note 8 has 64 gigs, not 32. Logging in late. When is this coming? We do not know yet. That's the question. We're talking about the Galaxy X. When will you do a comparison between the Note 8 and the new iPhone? I get the iPhone 8 Plus tomorrow, so I'll try to do the videos as quick as possible. I think I'll do the camera comparison first, because that's the one I think everyone really wants to see, especially because I'm really curious to see how the HDR is. I will also do a 4K 60 frames per second comparison to the 1080p 60 frames per comparison on here, so we can see just how much better the quality is. As long as my video editor can take it. I mean, I use Premiere, but I just hope they support Apple's new format already. Does anyone know if the unlocked version of the Note 8? Yeah, I already answered that. Can you do a video on the S Note and Samsung Note, please? I will work on that, Kimberly. We have a lot of iPhone stuff to do this week, versus the Note and all of those other phones, but I will try to get to the Note one. We've done a lot of the Note, but we still have to do the 10 more hidden features on it. That is going to be coming out this week. So that's my top priority for the Note this week, along with comparing it to the iPhone, but again, we'll try to get as much as we can. Only thing that sucks about the US Note 8 is it's not dual SIM. Only 64 gig black gray model that blows. I like the blue one, 256 with dual SIM that works in the US. Yeah, okay, that I can understand. Maybe Samsung will put out a phone sometime soon. That is a really curious thing. It just would never be. It would be something brand new at a new launch time. That's what's really curious, to be honest. Yo, Ricky, I've had my S8 Plus for about 4 months now. I noticed recently talking about an hour and a half to charge. Do you think the charge issue just battery wearing down? Well, there's a lot that I could talk about with that. One, are you mainly charging wirelessly or are you charging it directly most of the time? If you're charging it directly most of the time, that will affect the battery life worse and quicker than it would be wirelessly. But there's a lot to that, man. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. It could just be the battery wearing down. That's the quick answer. Yes, it could be the battery wearing down, but it could be other things. So yeah. When they have a 128 and 256 out of the US with better colors, yeah. The reason why they don't do it in the US. Carriers don't want multiple sizes of the Note 8 or the S8 because then they sell out quicker or they can't fit as much inventory. Sorry, but in the US, no one was buying the bigger storages. No one was buying the Samsungs with bigger storage like 128. And I mean, obviously, by large percentage, like less than 5% of people were buying the bigger storages of the Galaxy smartphones. Why? Because people just put memory cards in them. I have a 256 gig memory card in here. So along with my 64 gigs, I have over 300 gigs. Why do I need more storage? But that's the whole point, is that you don't really, it's not the same limitation of an Apple smartphone. So people weren't buying more storages. So the whole idea is carriers can have more inventory of the same unit. It's also why they limit colors, but I hate that more. But that is why. That's the grand secret. The reason why Samsung doesn't have more storage options and more colors is because of carriers. Carriers say, we only want these colors and we only want one storage size. That way we don't run out as easily, and we're not wasting time by having, they only have so much room in the back of their stores, you have to understand. So if they only have one storage size and two colors, they don't run out as quickly because those are the ones that everyone can get, and that's the only options. I don't agree with it. I wish carriers would carry more, but it is the carrier's fault. 2 days after launch, Apple Store NYC empty, no one line up for the iPhone 8. Yeah, no, definitely. And NYC was the only one that had one of the lines too, if I remember correctly. I read today that the new bendable will be party of the Note line next year and limited release. Yeah, again, that's what I've been saying for since the beginning of this year. I had said that according to my sources inside of Samsung, that the Galaxy X Project Valley would be released next year with the Note 9, and it's going to be a limited thing in terms of, if you remember correctly, how like the Note Edge, when it first came out, I think Samsung only made about 1 million of those. So although that sounds like a lot, it's very small compared to a smartphone lineup. That's all they made. This one could even be less because it's going to be very expensive to make bendable phones that can, you know, you cannot break them. That's what's insane. Let's see. The bendable phone will go way of Google Glass. They'll charge 1,500, so other people think it will be 1,500. Second line, when you activate LTE at Verizon for a new Apple Watch, it'll be $10 if I'm not mistaken, or 15. They've had those kind of lines. If you go to any store, they'll be able to tell you. They've had these kind of lines for a while. The Gear S3 has been at a line for all of these, and you get its own phone number. Although the way Apple's doing it is that, you know, the new phone number automatically takes over your number. Kind of like when you buy a tablet. The tablet has a phone number. It's just not used for anything, so you never memorize it or know about it. But yeah, the Apple Watch will have its own number, but it's overtaken immediately by your your iPhone number. It's why they require you to have an iPhone to set it up. Hello, Jose here. Got the SA 3 weeks ago. Could not do data call and call at the same time. So Sprint said the Note 8 could. So I purchased it. It does not work. I have 2 phones on Sprint. Oh my god. Well, here's the problem. You're on Sprint. No, I'm just playing. I'm not sure why Sprint can't do that, because it really is a very obvious thing for them to be able to do. Yeah. So it really is an obvious thing for them to be able to do. Every other carrier does it. I'm not sure how their network is limited, although it wouldn't be surprising, to be honest, in that availability as well. Hey guys, how's it going today, YouTube Tech Guy? Pretty good, pretty good. Just had a drive earlier today, so that was it. 1,300, 1,500. So we're getting a pretty good amount of 1,300, 1,500. People think that will be the first thing. Again, the bendable smartphone. LG Flex, such success. Let's continue flexible screens. LG Flex was a flexible screen. You understand the difference between a flexible and bendable. Flexible was that you could do this. That is flexible. Bendable is that. It doesn't matter. That's the whole idea. That's why I said you can't break it, because it's bendable. You can bend it. Although I do not think that it will have a bendable battery. Although that is in research and development. We have seen signs of bendable batteries. I believe at MIT 3 years ago was when they first emerged. I don't think they're going to be ready. I think it's going to be like a stiff part, and then the phone is bendable. That's what I believe. And this is a Q&A. It's just Q&A comes after. I would not pay 1,500 too much, I understand. Played with the iPhone 8 today, wasn't impressed. I will play with it tomorrow. Hello everyone. I have an AT&T Note 3 unlocked for sale. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't advertise that kind of stuff here, or else it'll get you removed. Really, besides not breaking for 1,500, what else can a bendable phone do? It can make calls, download apps, take photos, watch movies on it. No, but one of the big possibilities of a bendable smartphone is that it's a phone and tablet. So the idea behind it, right, was this, and you can see Samsung's concept. If you look at search Samsung bendable phone at CES. This was like 5 years ago when they introduced the concept of a bendable phone. But one of the concepts was this: you have a front-facing phone, right? Then you open it, and you have 2 screens. So you essentially have like a tablet inside of a phone. So you have something as big as a tablet, so picture like an 8-inch screen that you can fit in your pocket. That's the whole idea behind it, is that it really is a 2-in-1, but a phone and a tablet instead of like a, you know, tablet computer. That's the idea behind a bendable phone. And if both sides can have batteries, that's even crazier, because then you would have a ridiculously big battery. Apple never gives freebies. That's why. Apple will give freebies. They'll do BOGOs and they'll give discounts. They do that. They just do it rarer. I heard Apple's having trouble with that watch. Yes. By the way, if you didn't know, we did make a new shirt called "Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded." Why? Because I was about to say, "Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded." So let me get back to where I was. Yeah. Yeah, so Apple is having issues with the Apple Watch. Basically, when it goes to a Wi-Fi that needs a certification. What do I mean by that? If you go to a Starbucks, you need to click I accept to use the Wi-Fi. When it goes through those, it gets stuck and cannot handle LTE then. So your LTE watch can't use LTE. So yes, that is an issue. However, it should be easily fixed with a software update, to be fair. Apple just doesn't want to release the iPhone X after Halloween because a lot of people won't be able to unlock their device. That's hilarious. Can you explain Google Alphabet? Sure. Google did a very interesting thing a little while back, and that is Google was a company, but they were investing in a lot of experimental things. What do I mean by that? They they did something called I think it's called Loom. I want to say it's called Loom, where they were going to third world countries and doing a blimp that gives you internet for half an hour, and it travels throughout the countryside, basically giving different people internet, so they have internet for like something like half an hour. Now these were tests, obviously. The whole idea would be that if they could just have one hanging then for a while, then that's like a cell tower. And that's great because it's a lot cheaper, obviously, than a cell tower. It's a balloon kind of thing. So the whole concept was a cool concept, but obviously things like that don't make money. So they were doing a lot of experimental stuff. Google Glass was another one, all these different things. But that's not why investors invest in Google. They invest in Google for search engines, for Android. This was also when Google bought Motorola, and they sold Motorola off too because that was losing them money. So what did Google do? Google was like, okay, let's do this. Let's have the company Google that everyone knows, really big brand recognition, obviously don't want to get rid of that. But we are now going to be under a parent company called Alphabet. Alphabet now owns Google, even though they're still the same company. So the CEO of Google became the CEO of Alphabet. And everyone's position just switched up, basically. However, that being said, to get a better understanding, now Alphabet has different sections of itself, such as YouTube, such as, you know, all these different sections of Google, and investors are more happy with that because it's a better explanation of how things are being spread across and how Google's using their money and how all of this is working out. So that's essentially why, and the basic understanding of Alphabet and Google being under Alphabet. I love Samsung washer and dryer. I can start my wash when I'm away from my house. That is really cool. I am jealous of that. I live in an apartment, so I don't have a washer and dryer yet. I just bought a 75-inch KS9000. Kind of regret it. One thing is a good deal. KS9000. Which TV is that? I know TVs, but I do not know them yet by names like that. That is the Samsung SUHD TV. Yes, I had that one. I probably had the earlier version of that one, though, if I'm not mistaken. Android TV OS would be a good investment. Investing. Android TV OS is really great because Sony OLED TVs come with Android TV built into it, so it has a built-in Chromecast. So that's really awesome. Problem with HDR TVs is the lack of there's a huge lack of content for HDR, but it's future-proofing. If I buy a TV now, it better have HDR so that in 5 years from now, when a lot of things have HDR, it's going to look a lot better. Why can't Samsung use Exynos chips in America? Is Qualcomm holding Samsung back? It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's patents. Its patents is one thing for the US-wise. Also, Samsung makes not only Samsung's processors, but they do make other Qualcomm processors. They have made the Snapdragon 835 too. So Samsung does have a hand in the Snapdragon 835 as well. They made some of them, although it looks like next year they're not going to make the 845. They just have too much on their plate. And they also make Apple's chips. Almost every one of Apple's processors has always been made by Samsung, and the majority always has been, although TSMC has now, a Taiwanese company, has also made them as Apple tries to get away from Samsung, but Samsung just produces way too much and way more than the other company can, so they're stuck with them for now. Wish someone can get a Roku sales banned in the US. A Roku? What's wrong with Roku? I believe Exynos is for Intel. I could be wrong. My friend in India says he's able to get it. Yeah, no, Exynos is everywhere but the US right now. How that's funny. I've been a lot of Qualcomm commercials. It's ironic. LOL. Yeah. I like the new Pixel coming out. The Pixel is looking interesting, definitely. Apple thinks Qualcomm is expensive. Yeah, Apple thinks Qualcomm is too expensive. I did not see the irony in that earlier. How can I source a dual SIM Note 8 with more onboard storage, deep blue sea of operating in the States? Can't you get it on Amazon right now? Let me check. You could get the S8 one on Amazon. So, I mean, I'm assuming you could get it, the Note 8 one on Amazon. Let's check though. Galaxy Note 8. Orchid Gray. I'm trying to find the blue one. Having more trouble finding the blue one. Midnight Black. I can find the gold one. I can find the black one. I cannot find a blue one. Maybe they haven't. Has it been released everywhere yet, I guess, is my first question. Because remember, it's only been two weeks for other places. Yeah, I can find the gold one right away. Dual SIM. Everything you're asking for is just I found the gold one. I haven't found the blue one. I wonder if it's just not available yet in blue. This is still a 64 gig model though, so I've not found one with a bigger storage. So yeah. Hey, you can get a pink S8 Plus already for here. But yeah. So that's all I can find right now off the top of my head. Let's see what else. What's up with Verizon trying to dump rural marketing? I'm not sure what you mean by the role marketing. Let me know. iPhone 8 is all glass design that makes it heavier than the 7. Yeah, which is weird because their glass just must be a lot heavier because, I mean, aluminum's light, but not that light. It's not like magnesium. So I just found that interesting that it weighs more. Seems like I missed a lot. What is it? I'm not sure where you started when you missed it. What iPhone will come out next year? That's a really good question. I still will believe it's going to be the iPhone 9 or the new iPhone. I do not believe, by the way, that the iPhone X will have a sequel. I just think that the next iPhone will be the iPhone 9 or the new iPhone, and that one is just going to basically be the new iPhone, and that's kind of it. Don't drink the water, Ricky in Mexico. Yeah. Congrats on anniversary. Congrats on anniversary. Do you like the new iPad 12.9? I don't think it's worth it for me for the price, but that's just me. I have a friend that really likes it. What will they call the next iPhone again? Yeah, that's what I think. So in terms of it, you better get a shot. I'm sure I'll get a shot while I'm in Mexico. Oh, congrats on the anniversary, bro. Safe in Mexico. Yeah, I know. When I thought that was why, when I thought that was why they was trying to get 5G net first place. Verizon is losing touch with the market for sure. I mean, Verizon is just losing a lot in general. Their only add-ons to their network for the past 2 years almost has just been tablets, but they've lost phone lines left and right. Ricky, why don't Samsung have... Oh, I already answered that one. Do you bring the pink pill? What is the pink pill? I know the red and the blue pill. What is the pink pill? Do you know anything about the Gear S, the new Gear S? No, there is no new Gear S. There's only the Gear Sport. And we do not have a Gear S4 coming out yet. Again, that'll probably be in Q1 of 2018, as I've said for the last few times for that. What's up with iOS 11? Seems to be laggy and buggy as hell. It is always laggy and buggy as hell, more so on older devices. It's made for the iPhone 8. However, yes, it does work on old iPhones, but it's not going to be as good. Can you go over the giveaway again? Again, I'll put that in the description after the video. But if you check out my channel, I have a video on the 200,000 subscriber giveaway. It's also on my Twitter. A lot of people have been tweeting it out because they want to win. So check it out. Can the Exynos Snapdragon 835 do 4K 60 FPS? Do you think Android flagships will update the camera software? There's been no word if the processor would limit it. I don't think the processor needs to limit it. It's honestly the image processor that would be the limitation, not the processor for the phone. So what do I mean by that? I mean the Sony processor that Samsung uses, or the Toshiba processor, these are image processors, mind you, that LG uses, those would be the processors that would limit it. Nothing else. Will you do a review on the Gear Fit 2 Pro? Yes, or Gear Fit Pro. The Gear Fit Pro, yes, I have already ordered one, so I will be doing a review on that one, and then I'll be giving it away to you guys. Can I go over Wi-Fi calling? Wi-Fi calling is simply basically when you're in a Wi-Fi area, you do not use, you only use data to make a call. That's the whole idea behind Wi-Fi calling. It's also really handy, of course, if you're international, you can just use Wi-Fi calling, and that's it. So there you go. Now my question, I hadn't checked with Samsung. Any idea when we will get SD cards? SD cards can be up to 6 to 8 weeks from when you submitted the paperwork. Any app suggestion for the Note 8? We have an entire video on must-have apps for the Note 8. Check it out. 2017 Gear S waterproof smartwatch. Does it have a phone number? 2017 Gear S the new Gear Sport. Yes, the new Gear Sport is waterproof. It does not have a phone number because there's no LTE version of that one. That one is only Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, not LTE. The only LTE one you can get right now is the Gear S3 and Gear S3 Classic, the one I have. When do you think 5G technology will start to roll out? What name will it have? It'll be called 5G. But 5G will probably come out in... When will it start? It could start next year. To be honest, it could start next year. When will it be like available? Like 4G LTE is now? 3 to 4 years. How do you encrypt your entire Note 8 device? Not using secure folder for Outlook to work properly. I have a Note Edge, see encryption entire phone option, but not in the Note 8. What is it missing? It should pop up once you actually sign into your Outlook company phone section, and it should encrypt it then. Yeah. When you sign into your Outlook for a company, typically it actually encrypts it right away based on their software. Now, if you're an independent company like a what do you call it? Not sole proprietor, but an LLC or something like that, and you're starting off on your own doing it, I do not know that. That's out of my realm. But like when I worked for corporations, basically as soon as I installed it, it encrypted the phone. But that's how that company worked. At least the two companies that I've worked for that had Outlook Microsoft Exchange accounts, they automatically encrypt it. Still using the Gear S2 watch. Did you see Apple stores in China have no lines for the iPhone 8? Yeah, Apple is not popular in China. Apple is not popular at all in China. It's less than 5% of the market phone share out there. And I think it even dropped last year, if I'm not mistaken, or dropped this year. I think it dropped this year. So we'll see how the iPhone X is over there. But yeah, they're trying to get into China right now. But I mean, Xiaomi and Huawei dominate China. Just dominate it. Unless you are partial to voicemail and text feature. I'm not sure what that meant. I know it will have a microphone, and I've seen pics, but it doesn't show that it can only one stat saying will have a phone. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about the Galaxy X and just the comical response I had? Like, yeah, we don't know what it's gonna have besides the bendable part, but the fact that you can never break your phone kind of is a really big deal. Ricky, not to mention it's gonna look futuristic as hell, and let's be honest, the reason people bought the S8 was because of the look. The reason people are buying the iPhone X is because of the look. If you really think about it, Touch ID is better than Face Unlock, period. I don't care what you say. It's better. It's quicker, it's faster, it's more user-friendly than Face Unlock, right? So, that being said, why would you buy an iPhone X over an iPhone 8 Plus? Well, yes, the front-facing camera does get a bump up. The rear-facing camera doesn't really. So why would you get it instead of it? Why? Because of the look. And the OLED display, but it's really the look. Ricky, there isn't Wi-Fi calling on the unlocked Note 8 using Verizon. Am I missing something since yours does? I am on T-Mobile, but even before I put a SIM card in there, it had it. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Have you done the updates? It's had 2 updates since I got mine. I am connected to T-Mobile, but yeah, Wi-Fi calling is here. Note 8 issue. Have you heard of the fix for the Google Assistant not working on power saving mode? Power saving mode turns off stuff in the background depending on what power saving mode you use. So that would make Google Assistant not work on it. You have to okay Google Assistant to work regardless of power saving mode for you to do it. Do you think the iPhone X was just a quick release? Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop. Sorry, it gets carried away sometime. When the iPhone comes out, do you think it will match the Note 8 sales? Oh, the iPhone will exceed the Note 8 sales. Note 8 isn't the biggest seller of the year for Samsung. The S8 is. Just to give you an idea, the S8 has probably sold about 25 million or so by now. Probably more, actually. It probably is around 40, to be honest. But I just haven't... I stopped paying attention after it got past 15 in its month and a half release. So I don't know what the current sales are for that. But that being said, that was far bigger seller, whereas the Note might have like 5 million its first month. So it's not as big of a seller, but it's more of a profit margin. Keep it awesome work. Gotta go. Have class in the morning. Peace. Later, Flyboy. Do you think the iPhone X was just quick release to the Note increase Apple money, and think the iPhone X... I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, the iPhone X is just like a Note 8 with an Apple logo on it? No, because they're very different. Since you say the screen on the Note 8 is better than the S8 Plus, can you play the 2K Costa Rica side by side, see how much better it is? Sure. Not on this video, but I could do a screen comparison to it. Although you realize it's only better in terms of screen brightness. So it won't actually kick up to that brightness unless it's outside. So I would have to do a video outside with the two displays side by side. That's the only way you could see it, because it's only better in brightness, not anything else. How do you feel about Samsung not being able to enable 4K 64 on their Exynos variants, just because the SD 835 can only support 4K 30 FPS, while the Exynos can support 4K 120 FPS? Again, I don't know if that's true, because I wouldn't understand why a processor would limit it. It should just be the image processor, not the actual processor of the phone. But I guess you guys have heard stuff about that. I've been away this weekend, so I have not caught up on hearing about that, at least. I can't seem to be able to transfer apps from my memory card in order to free up space for my internal storage. Not all apps can do it, but some apps should definitely be able to. Usually games are mainly the ones that allow you to, because they're the biggest files. And things like music and videos, obviously you can move all those to it as well. Is it true on carrier dictating phone sales, then what Samsung's excuse for if you buy an unlocked direct from Samsung, you should be able to get what you want, not what carriers dictate? If you were a company like Samsung, would you really go out of your way to make different colors that you're not selling otherwise in the US? Doesn't make sense for you, to be honest. If you knew how manufacturing goes and how it goes about, it just doesn't make sense for them to do it. So yeah, that's why they don't. It's because it would cost a lot more money and slow down inventory for them to make another assembly line just for the US and just for the people that buy it unlocked. Because guess what? People unlocked don't typically buy phones unlocked, they buy it from your carrier. Most people buy phones directly from the carrier. This is actually the first time that Samsung sold an unlocked phone at launch. So they are testing it out right now. They are testing out to see if more people buy it unlocked. If it works out, hey, maybe by the Note 9 we actually will get something like that. But as of right now, the majority of people buy it at carrier stores. Do you know a good dash mount holder for the Note 8? I have one that I reviewed a while back called the iAudi, and that's the one I currently use for my Note 8. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. There's a t-shirt. How can we remove apps from the home screen? Long press doesn't work. Long press does work. Not sure what app is on your home screen that you can't remove with it. Hi Ricky, any news on the V30 price and release date for the US? Not that I read up on before I left, so no. I would say as of right now, no. I'm guessing early October though. Don't buy it if you don't want it. Hello, you're not gonna freaking limit, anyway. Hope T-Mobile purchases Sprint. Sprint has no clue. Yeah, I hope so too. Does the Note 8 have a wide angle feature? No. The Note 8 is a wider angle than most smartphones. However, it is not the wide angle like a LG phone is. That is a much wider lens than any other smartphone. So LG would have the widest angle out of any smartphone. Followed by, I believe, Samsung. I don't think anyone has a wider angle than Samsung outside of LG, to be honest. Do you have active calling plus on the S8, S8 Plus, and Note 8 to use data and calling at the same time? Oh, there are some carriers where you have to turn a specific thing on. That varies by carrier though, so I do not know all of them. Which is the best case for the Note 8 and screen protector? We've reviewed a couple of cases. We're still getting more in, so I'll let you know when we get all of them in. I have the S6 Edge Plus, and I'm waiting for an upgrade to iOS. Is the iPhone 8 Plus worth upgrade? Is the iPhone 8 Plus worth the upgrade from the S6 Edge? Yeah, it's a pretty substantial upgrade from the S6 Edge to the iPhone 8 Plus. Yeah, that would be a good upgrade. Do you think the iPhone X will sell out? Will outsell the Note 8? Absolutely. That's not even a question. It will. Do you know anything about the Gears 4? No. Samsung changed the radio on the Note 4 so you couldn't after. Samsung didn't change the radio. Sprint changed their radio system. Do you think T-Mobile and Sprint will finally merge? If so, what do you think will change? I'm on Sprint, by the way. Sprint will get a lot better coverage, but I don't know. It's really a curiosity to see if it will happen. My Galaxy Note 8 locked me out for 72 hours when I was trying to set it up. I would return it. I mean, that's if you were trying to set it up, I would just return it. Like, look, this locked out on me. That's personally what I would do. Yeah, and they should be in stores now, so I would just exchange it in store. That's my opinion. Is there any power cases for the Galaxy Tab 3? I'm not sure. Do you know anything about the ability to watch Netflix on T-Mobile services? Yeah, you can watch Netflix up to 480p if you're on Binge On, or if you're on their Ultimate Unlimited plan, you can watch up to 720. Or 1080. No, you can watch up to full 1080. Never mind. Do you think the iPhone X will be available November 3rd? No, the iPhone X will be sold out until January or February. Hi, Ricky, love your site and information. Thank you. Sesame, no, unfortunately, I was on my anniversary, wedding anniversary this weekend, so I did not get to do that. My trial ran out, though. I've been seeing it, like, pop up on my, thing. It's like, hey, it's, I think Google will ruin HTC hardware. What do you think? I don't think it'll ruin it yet. Ricky, do you know what the X stands for in the iPhone X? Expensive. Ha 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 ha. Hi Ricky, I'm enjoying my Note 8. I have a charge connection sound turned on, but it doesn't make a sound when I put on wireless charging or when I plug it in. How come? Do you have all sound turned off at that moment, or I'm not sure. I always have it on vibrate, so I never have the sound turned on. But it would be like, what would that sound thing be? It would be like, I'm not sure. I never mess with sound. Sound and vibration. Yeah, it's just one thing now. It says charging sound, but that's it. Check out the volume and see where your system sound is under the volume, under sounds and vibrations in settings, and then volume, and check out where your system sound is, because that is a system sound. Does Samsung offer their voice assistant on the Tab S3, or the Tab 3 or the Tab S3? On the Tab S3, it does offer S voice, but not Bixby. What do you think, the iPhone 8 have a better camera than the S8? I don't believe so, but we'll have to wait and see. It's true that HDR TV is future-proof, but then it's kind of expensive now and will be cheaper later. Absolutely. If I was ever going to buy anything, I'd buy the Emperor Edition Note. Yep, waiting on that one. Although that one probably won't have Google apps, so be careful with that. Ricky, didn't you... didn't the S6 Edge US variant have Exynos? Why can't they make a phone? Again, Samsung is trying different things right now. That's why, again, that the unlocked phones came out the same launch day. They're trying to see how much they need carriers right now and what they can get away with without carriers. Ricky, what I was trying to say is they're putting limits on rural areas and trying to make it to rural where rural areas are not going to be able to use their network when Altel was founded in rural areas. Oh, that would be stupid. I don't know why they would do that. You're right. I don't know why they would do that. I haven't heard of them doing that. But that would be stupid if they would. Galaxy S9 rumors, too early to tell? Too early to tell. Anything you hear right now is pretty much false. Have you heard of the assistant for, again, I already answered that. Can the S Pen on the Note 8 scroll in Facebook? Let's see. Nope. Can't scroll on Facebook. This, let me... Nope, can't scroll on Facebook. When watching YouTube, I press the crop button to fix the whole screen, but when ads play, I pause the video to answer a text. It comes back in the black bar show. How can I fix? It's some videos, man. Some videos are having issues. I think YouTube is having issues with the whole resizing thing, to be honest. Do you know how to broadcast live on the Gear 360 in HD? Because when I cast in 1080p, my friend says it's low quality. That's based on your internet connection. You have to have fast internet, so unless you're like at home typically, in a high speed internet connection, for uploading, not downloading, for uploading, it's like, for me in my house, I have everyone shut off the Wi-Fi and my wife can't stream anything while I do this video, so that you get it at least in 720p, but some of you might even get it in 1080. The new iPhone will be called the Apple phone. That's a good, interesting name for it, and I believe that's a possibility. I heard a larger version of the X next year. I don't think so, to be honest, but who knows. Again, I think we'll have an iPhone 9, iPhone 9 Plus style phone, but it's going to look like the iPhone X. You did not speak favorably of version nor Sprint. Which do you like and why? Verizon nor Sprint? I had Verizon, so I had them for a lot of years, but Verizon, just over the past years, has... I mean, they continue to surcharge their customers, and it's ridiculous. I was with Verizon since AirTouch, and I left them for T-Mobile. Now, why don't I like Sprint? Sprint has just been a bad service. They lost so many of their customers when they did the whole WiMAX to LTE switch. Basically, old phones that used to work on WiMAX had better connectivity than LTE for almost 2 years, because LTE and WiMAX were not built on the same kind of technology, so they had to completely redesign the entire landscape of their network. Whereas AT&T and T-Mobile didn't have to do that, and Verizon was the first LTE network, so they didn't have to do that either. So it sucked for Sprint, basically. Not saying it's their fault, they just bet on the wrong horse with WiMAX. This was back in the HSPA Plus days and all that kind of stuff. I got my Gear 360. Yeah, Gear 360 cameras ship way faster than the memory card and wireless chargers do. Didn't iPhone make the first bendable phone? Okay, I mean, it wasn't supposed to bend, but yes. I have the first generation Gear S. I chose the Bluetooth version, so I need a phone to use it as a phone, and it works perfectly. Yeah, no complaints there. I saw this phone called the Veneer Thor Plus, 6,200 battery in it. It's a bit thicker than all major flagship phones, but not by much. I actually saw your email. Didn't get a chance. Obviously, again, I was away for the weekend. But yeah, it is really insane that there is a smartphone out there, again, a little bit thicker than the current smartphones, but has a 6,200 milliamp battery in it. What the fuck? Samsung, LG, any of you? 5G arrives. Will wireless routers be obsolete? It's a very interesting concept. I just don't know if the consistency at that rate will be available until you get 5G towers spread throughout, like we do now 4G towers. So eventually, yes, eventually routers, Wi-Fi, all those could be obsolete. But at the same time, it would be good for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi would always be good to have your own network. Unless everything is connected to a VPN at your house, then I would definitely do that myself. Hi Ricky, will there ever be a better messaging solution on Android to rival iMessage? I have at least 3 friends that switch back to iPhone just for iMessage. And I believe the lack of an iMessage alternative is keeping Android from moving ahead of Apple. I completely agree. I did a tech rant on that. I did a tech rant explaining that Google, this is the only thing you need. It's the only thing you need. Make Allo the default text messenger and an SMS messenger built into it. Do that. Hangouts should have had that happened a long time ago. They also have Google Messenger. They have 3 freaking messaging apps, and not one of them is the default messaging app on every single Android device. It's stupid, and it's one of the biggest things. Watch the tech rant to find out more about that. But yes. Do you think Apple's pricing themselves out of the market? No, people are buying it. They're not pricing themselves out of the market. Ricky, will Microsoft go down because people are not upgrading their computers as they are doing their phones? People are still upgrading their computers enough, and although you say, like, will they go down? They're still one of the wealthiest companies out in the world, and over 80%, I think, is still every computer in the world is still a Microsoft computer. Do you know any issues with wireless charging? Mine keeps pausing with the charger sent. Some do have some issues. I have had some issues in the past with some of my older ones, not the new one that I have. But what you can do is just unplug it and then replug it. Sometimes that just works, and then it works for like another week or so, or 2 weeks, and then it had happened again. But yeah, that is the thing I have noticed in the past with some wireless chargers. Or you can just get it swapped out from Samsung, or I'm assuming that's where you got it from. Where can I find out how to use everything on the Galaxy Note 8? Watch my playlist. I have over 30 videos on the Note 8. I'm pretty sure you can get the most out of it. Do you think other companies will implement stylus pen on their phablets? Love the Note 8, but I think a little competition is good. So here's the thing. Samsung owns a large majority of Wacom's sharehold. Wacom is a company that allows the S Pen to function on the Note 8. Now, could you get other technology? Yes, Apple got another technology. It's not as good, but Microsoft uses Wacom's technology. So, yeah, there are technologies out there, but I don't think, you know, Samsung would really like it. Is Rigsby going to be on the Galaxy X? That might be it. That might be the time for Rigsby to release. By the way, if you haven't checked out our merch store, we have a new Rigsby is Coming Game of Thrones style t-shirt. So check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. Best case screen protector for the Note 8. Thanks for the video on the tips and tricks. Again, I have a lot of different videos on the Note 8 for cases and screen protectors, but I still haven't got Spec and Incipio. Those are two of my favorites, so I don't want to judge it until I get that. Currently, my favorite one for the Note 8 though is the Tech 21, Tech 21 Evo Tactical case, which is this one. iAudi now has a fast charging, wireless charging for the car. It is great. I heard they were making one. I didn't know it was out yet though. We'll have to review that one and see how it is. Hi from Minnesota. Hi from Minnesota. Do you think 2018 will be the year of the Flex foldable devices? No, I think that'll be the only foldable device. Maybe LG will actually have one too, actually. They were trying to do it as well, but yeah, that's about it. Is Package Disabler legit? Yes, I've used Package Disabler. It's how I disabled Bixby. What do you think of the Blue Note 8 model? I think it really looks great. Can you upload a tech rant video on Android fragmentation? Still waiting on it. And late congrats on 200,000 subscribers. Yes, Alex, I will get to it. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. If apps are able to remove on the home screen, it's because you turned off animation and in developer options. You have to set it to 5x. Oh, there you go. People, stop buying carrier subsidized devices, buy it up front, and use whatever SIM card you want in them. That's a good thing. Did you hear T-Mobile doesn't slow anymore down until you reach 50 gigs as of Wednesday? Do you think it will last? Yeah, I think it'll last. How do you think the backorder will be on the iPhone X pre-order on day one? Again, if you pre-order on day one, you'll get it this year. If you not pre-order on day one, you're not getting it this year. Period. Oh, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. What do you think about Sprint and T-Mobile merging? Do you think it will happen? Do you think if it happens, Sprint customers are going to get a new band service, and the S7 Edge will work on the new band and get the speeds? No. No, if they merge, Sprint service will go away. Sprint's bands are nothing compared to T-Mobile's bands. T-Mobile has way better bands by far. There are very few Sprint bands that would join. So no, most likely it will be what happened with Metro phones. The old phones will slowly weed out. When T-Mobile bought Metro, they weeded out the old phones and put it on the new phones because they were CDMA before, and then they became GSM when T-Mobile bought them. So yeah, it will fade out the Sprint phones. I have a Gear 360. Do you think I have a Gear 360, and you just have to go to the app, live broadcast, and pick the app and sign in? Oh, yeah. Were you just asking how to sign in? Yeah. Where can I learn the meaning of 116 in Rigsby 116? Right there. Oops. Right there. That's where you can find the meaning of it. Are you going to do more Note 8 tips? Yes. That is coming this week. Oh my god, the battery's dying, guys. We've been on so long. I will have to call that a show. Sorry, guys. The battery went on for over... Wow, it's been on over an hour. Hold on. We will turn this off. I'll be right back, okay, guys? Don't go anywhere. I'm going to continue. But I have to... Taking the battery out. The battery just dropped. You can still hear me. I will be back. Hold on. And I'm back. Hello again. Did you miss me? Note 8 camera, iPhone X camera, which is better? For the most part, the Note 8 camera will most likely be better, but we will test them out this week on the iPhone 8 Plus, and it's pretty much the same camera as the iPhone X. Not the same video quality. Actually, about the same video quality too. Front-facing camera will be the difference. I've noticed having a car mount magnet on your phone prohibits wireless charging. Yes, metal blocks wireless charging. For anyone that's interested in an iPhone wireless charging as well, metal blocks wireless charging. It's why they couldn't have an aluminum phone that wirelessly charged. So if your case or any mounting does metal, it can't do it. There is this company that I've heard of that can get around that and have a outlined metal. Which my friend sent me a link for, so I'll buy one of those and check it out for you guys. Apple will delay the launch of the X. No, they're gonna launch the first week of November. It's just if you don't get it that day, you're not getting it till the end of you're not getting it till next year. That's all. The back order will be worse than any other phone before it. Alright guys, we are wrapping up in the next 5 minutes, just so you know. When you're using YouTube Red on the Note 8, I switch to the home screen and the volume drops. Can that be changed? My volume doesn't drop and I use YouTube Red. Not sure why yours does. Isn't Verizon CDMA? Yes, Verizon is CDMA. Ricky, I have Qi wireless charger. My Note 8 cycles between charging and pausing within seconds. What's up with that? Again, try disconnecting and reconnecting the wireless charger, but it could be the wireless charger's bad. What are your thoughts on the DxO Mark naming iPhone the best camera? Fuck DxO Mark. They're so full of shit. I honestly, that's going to be another tech rant, because fuck them. They know nothing about cameras. I'm sorry, you know nothing about cameras. If you think first the Pixel XL was better, then the U11 was better, they know nothing about cameras. I'm sorry, they don't. They really don't. Because if you think that lens flare on the Pixel XL gave it still a better rating than the S8 or other phones from last year, you're fucking idiots. Just like, that's gonna be a tech rant to watch for. Ricky, have you seen the Note 8 destroy the S8 Plus in speed test? I don't get why iPhone 8 seems slower than the 7 and games loaded and refreshing. Droid Modder X did a speed test. No, I haven't seen that one. Did you get in touch with the Canon guy for the Canon M5? No, I haven't. Again, been a busy weekend. Did you buy Marvel versus Samsung? What? Wait, Holiday, you gotta explain that. What is Marvel versus Samsung? And why should I buy it? Because I'm curious about it. By the way, does anyone here still use old Verizon Unlimited plan? I had it when I left. Ricky, I have a Note 8 and your videos have been so helpful. Thanks, man. Oh, no problem. I'm coming from an LG G5. Should I get the Note 8 or the iPhone 8 Plus? Depends what you're looking for, man. It just depends what you're looking for. Although your name is the Android guy, so I would be really interested in why you would get the iPhone 8 Plus, but that's just me. Do you have a Note 8 speaking cases? No, I'm not a big fan of speaking. I know some people are, but each to their own. Do you know even when the Note 8 is on the always on display, the fingerprint scanner is on? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Has anyone found a glass screen protector that works with the UAG case for the Note 8? No, I haven't yet. Although I only use that case for a little bit. Can you control the sound level on detaching the Note Buddy? That would be under systems, system volume. So if you change the system volume, that will be the sound volume. Would you guys suggest getting an OtterBox for the Note 8? If you like an OtterBox, yeah, sure. Clear case looks great. Yeah, that's one my wife has. I need to trademark the phrase. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. I know, right? Say it with me, guys. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. That's hilarious. I have a Note 8 through Verizon and CDMA network, and can I switch to GSM without a problem with the phone? Yeah, you can switch it from carrier to carrier, and that's no problem. However, you have to understand, usually if you didn't get an unlocked phone, the problem with switching from carrier to carrier will be in multimedia text messages. So when you try to send a photo or a really long text messages, it tends to have issues. Just letting you know. That's what my friend had, and you don't get all the same connections if it's an older phone. If it's a newer phone, you should be fine, but if it's an older one, no. Thanks for explaining 116. Got it. Yep. I think you should have a technical difficulties graphics for the live broadcast. Yeah, right. I should come up with a technical difficulties broadcast. That right there is replacement for replaceable batteries. Yes, but quite frankly, this camera should just be able to charge a direct connection, and then I wouldn't have that issue. I said Package Disabler Pro was legit, and I used it. I answered that question about 5 minutes ago. Or 10 minutes ago, actually. Oh, I meant Marvel vs. Capcom. I own it, I bought it, but I just finished Madden 2018. I'm on to Destiny 2, and then Marvel vs. Capcom. I might switch those, but I'll see. I'm going to probably be playing both for the next couple days. Thanks for doing these videos, no problem. Apple is trying to block Rigsby, that's why the camera died. I know, right? They're trying to put an end to Rigsby. I still have the old Verizon plan, but they're dumbing it down and nothing down like it's nothing to that company. Yes, they are. They're really messing it up. Sometimes a case causes wireless charging to stop on my OtterBox. I take the rubber off part of the problem. Oh, so I guess if you have certain cases, try taking the case off and it might work. Do a Note 8 water test video. I've thought about it. I'm currently debating on that. Yeah. How long will it take Qualcomm to catch up to the A11 chip? I mean, it's going to be curious. It's going to be curiosity to see how those levels will work out. We will do benchmark comparisons also this week too, between the iPhone 8 Plus and on the Note 8. So we'll do those side by side so you can see all the numbers for all of them, not just Geekbench, which I know is what the main one that everyone uses. How can I change the screen sensitivity on the Note 8? I don't believe you can. Is your wife techie like you? No, she's good. I mean, she's good at technology, but she has no desire to learn technology or anything along those lines. Alright guys, I think we will call that a show. Let me know what you guys, I don't know, I'm so sorry, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day, and I still have to see what happened at the No Mercy pay-per-view. But yeah, guys, thank you as always for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to give a like, thumbs up down below before you head out. And again, if you have not entered in the giveaway, make sure you enter in that giveaway so you get a chance to win one of these awesome products we're giving away for the 200,000 subscriber giveaway. And if you haven't joined our Patreon page, join that, as that gives you another phone possibility to chance to win. Thank you as always for watching, guys. Make sure again to check out all of our videos coming out this week. We're gonna have a lot of iPhone 8 Plus versus Note 8 comparisons, so they should be fun. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.